In the quiet autumn of 2014, in Westfield, New Jersey, a family moved into their dream home, a sprawling 6-bedroom house at 657 Boulevard, bought for $1.3 million. The Broaddus family, Derek, Maria, and their 3 young children, thought they'd found their forever home. But within days, their excitement turned to dread. I'm piecing this together from news reports and court documents, imagining what it must have felt like to be them, standing in that house as the world outside grew darker. Here's how it unfolded, slow and suffocating, like a shadow creeping across a room. It was June, the air still warm with the promise of summer, when the first letter arrived. Derek was alone in the house, unpacking boxes after a long day. The mailbox held a plain white envelope addressed to the new owner in a jagged, handwritten scrawl. Curious, he tore it open. The words inside didn't make sense at first, not until the chill settled into his bones. 657 Boulevard has been the subject of my family for decades, it read. I have been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming. The letter went on, describing the house with eerie precision, its layout, its windows, the way the children's bedrooms faced the street. Have you found out what's in the walls yet? It asked. Derek's stomach twisted. He stood frozen in the foyer, the letter trembling in his hands as the house suddenly felt too big, too exposed. Maria read it next, her face paling as she scanned the page. The writer, who called themselves the Watcher, knew their names, their children's ages, even the order in which they'd moved in. Who am I? The letter taunted. I am the Watcher. I run in and out of your house, through the yard, while you sleep. No signature, no return address. Just those words sinking like claws into their minds. They called the police that night, June 5th, 2014, but the Westfield PD could only file a report. No fingerprints, no leads, just a letter that felt like a violation. Days passed, and the house didn't feel like home anymore. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside made Derek and Maria flinch. They kept the kids close, telling them to stay away from the windows. But how do you explain to a 5-year-old why they can't play in their own backyard? Then, a second letter came. This one was worse. I see you unloading your cars, it said. Your children are lovely. Do they know I'm watching them? The Watcher named each child, describing their clothes, their games. Maria's hands shook as she read it aloud to Derek in their kitchen, the clock ticking past midnight. The house, once a symbol of their success, felt like a trap. They tried to fight back. They installed cameras, hired a private investigator, even reached out to the previous owners, the Woods family, who'd lived there for 23 years. The Woods admitted they'd received one letter just before selling, but dismissed it as a prank. Derek wasn't so sure. He started waking up at 3 a.m., staring out the windows into the dark, wondering if someone was staring back. The neighborhood, with its manicured lawns and friendly faces, began to feel like a mask. Was it a neighbor, a stranger, someone who'd been in the house before? The Watcher's letters kept coming, 3 in total, each one more intimate, more menacing. The house is crying, one said. It misses its old family. You don't belong here. The Broadduses never fully moved in. They stayed with relatives, too afraid to sleep under that roof. The police questioned neighbors, checked DNA on the envelopes, but found nothing. Theories swirled. A disgruntled real estate rival, a prankster kid, even a mentally unstable local. Some suggested the Broadduses themselves were faking it for attention, but the fear in their eyes, documented in interviews with the New York Times and CBS News, was too raw to be staged. The case remains unsolved a decade later, as of June 13, 2025. The house was sold in 2019 at a loss, and the new owners haven't reported letters, but they keep their curtains drawn. Imagine lying awake at night, knowing someone out there sees you, knows you, and wants you gone. Every shadow in the yard, every car slowing down on your street could be them. The watcher could be anyone or no one. That's the horror of it. Not blood or monsters, but the quiet, gnawing dread of being seen, always, by eyes you'll never find.